The good old days looked like this, when children would run to their parents upon arrival and be graciously received with a warm hug. But then something else ran in between them. The new sheriff in town called coronavirus. Since its emergence, some friendly gestures like hugging, shaking and holding hands are now replaced with social distancing, elbow shaking and waves. The new order compels you to almost wash your hands as many times as you breathe, or be prepared to risk the unthinkable, contracting the virus or passing same on to someone else. No one knows how long it has come to stay, but from what we know, the virus seems to have dug its long claws into the businesses around the world, especially petty traders in Nigeria, and many alike, ripping it in bits too hard to pick up and put together as one again. It's called untold hardship in complex terms, but when clearly defined, it simply means suffering. Suffering has become part of some people's lives. Mommy Favor, as she is popularly called, is one of them. She is a businesswoman who sells roasted corn for a living. Not so much of a big business, you might say. But she tells me she feeds her family with the proceeds, and it hasn't been much of a smooth ride with sales made, no thanks to the impact of COVID-19, as it has not only affected the buying culture of her customers, it has also affected the cost price of her wares.
Like before, I sell markets normal, sell market well. But since this COVID-19 started, if people want to buy markets, they will say people have already touched the market, they will not buy because of the coronavirus. They will not buy it again. They will say, no, people have already touched it. So since then, the thing is affecting us well.
Her daughter, Favor, a JSS3 student, is at home due to the pandemic. Her body language and words don't speak well of the ordeal.
I'm feeling so sad because I don't used to eat food, no money to buy anything. Since how many days that when COVID-19 came, that is the problem.
She laments that she had to stop school due to the effect of the pandemic.
I school, but when this COVID-19 come, the when I stop the school. I'm hoping that COVID-19 to stop.
For Usman, a recharge card vendor in his late 20s, the case is different for him. He tells me that he experienced quite a boom in his business due to the increased rate of recharge card purchases as virtual and phone communication, plus constant data usage and online activities went up, since people barely see face-to-face due to the restricted levels of physical communication. But being the shy person as he says he is, despite his outpour of positive emotions, as long as COVID-19 and his business are concerned, he preferred to do it off camera. The phrase, one man's meat is another man's poison, plays out dominantly in this scenario, as the same can't be said for Igwe, a welder, as his glimmer of hope has seemingly been shattered before his very eyes.
I'm a construction man, I'm a professional by welder. Our Nigeria today is not like before because COVID-19 can change our situation of the country. Before, you can eat 3 square meals in a day, but now, here you see too, we manage it.
Ironically, he has just one son, but many mouths to feed, with little income that's barely enough to go round.
Already I have a one issue now, for now, but I feel past one because my mother is this for me. My brothers, some of them, they are in the village, it's for me. I feed them, I feed my village family. I feed them also because they are looking for me.
Not a pleasant story, you might say. Abdul, a tire organizer, shares a similar plight, as he uses profits from his business to tend to his mother and relatives who depend on him financially.
With this business, I'm able to feed myself and my family. There is no money, but if I had money, I'd establish a shop bigger than this, where I could sell tires and the likes.
Da ana samun kuɗi amma yanzu ba kuɗi.
But with COVID-19 lurking around, he seems skeptical about those dreams coming true. He expressed concerns as to how his business has been badly hit by the effects of the deadly virus. Petty businesses are not the only ones affected. For instance, it's now more of virtual meetings at the expense of hotels and park owners and those who let out spaces for that purpose. There is also prevalent interest in expanding use of electronic payment methods and e-commerce and exploring new product delivery modes, which, though, is a good thing, as long as technology and development is concerned. The reasons for this hasty development is not a very palatable one, as it signals adverse effects on the turnover of many businesses. We took a walk into the market to feel the pulse of these traders. The common man is equally concerned about the significant increase in the prices of items. Coronavirus, a storm business owners and many would have to weather through, is one with a domino effect that has dealt a hard blow on various spheres of the economy. But will there be hopes of this pandemic fading away? Will Favor's family feed better in the nearest future? Will business begin to boom again for Igwe and many others whose plights are similar to theirs? As with many, these petty traders are lost for words. And the answers to these questions are still hanging in the balance. But maybe, and that's a big but, the future will change the status quo for good. Eunice Johnson, NCBN.